Alright guys, so today we are back for the new tier list for the new Hunter x Hunter update on Anime Crusaders. So I'm going to make this very quickly, okay? So I'm going to rank all of the new characters into these three rows. So the first one being Meta Hybrid, Meta Ground, and then the last one Good. So these tier are for these the units that are decent, but are way um, less efficient than all of these units above. Okay, so we're going to start with the good unit. Okay, so we have Kurapika. Okay, so he's a good character. Okay, he has some decent stats as we can see um here. Okay, so 500k damage. Okay, he can chain units. I believe that's stun, so that's pretty good. He can also bleed. Okay, so his damage output will be higher than this, but he's just a basic character. There is a lot of character in this game that can bleed as well, so there is nothing really special about him. Okay, so on to the next one. We have Kirua. Okay, so he does nothing special, but he's good as a starter unit. Okay, for beginner player or even for early waves, he can be very good as he has a high crit um, rate. As we see here, he has 25% critical chance and 50% critical damage, which is permanent, so it's good, and it can even increase by 50%. Okay, and as his cooldown will be lower, that's why he will be good for early wave, but other than that, he's not that great compared to all of those characters. And for the last one into the good tier, this is for me, in my opinion, the worst character of this update. Okay, it's not that he's that terrible, but compared to all of this character, he's the worst one. Okay, so he has in my opinion a pretty decently good passive. Okay, certainly this passive like Virgin Doppelganger appears, dealing 50% of his damage. I think things like that is cool, but if we look at his damage output, it is way too low compared to the current meta on this game, and overall his damage is way too low to be on the meta side of the game. So now next up we're going to rank the ground unit. So for me, the best ground unit of this update is certainly Kroo. Okay, so he can do a lot of things. Okay, so not only his damage is pretty decently good, but he can also steal moves. Okay, which is crazy. It can make him very versatile. Okay, as we can see here, he can steal moves. Okay, which is very good. And he also has his indoor fish. Okay, which he can summon a fish in his range, which will do more damage, 40% of Kroo damage. Okay, but that's good. That's the first unit who is able to still move. Okay, so next up we have Dante. Okay, so Dante and Virgil are coming from the battle pass, and Dante is way better than Virgil in any way. So if we look at his damage, well, his damage is way higher than Virgil. Okay, almost 2 times. Okay, but the good thing about this character is his combo star passive. Okay, so we can see at the maximum, which will be SSS, he will gain 77.7% damage, which is a huge buff, and also the same amount but in critical chance, which will make his damage really high with a high critical chance, which is why I consider that he can be meta ground between those characters. Okay, But if we count all of the characters in the game, I'm not completely sure. But if we only count the unit from this upgrade, this update, I mean his meta. Okay, so now we move on onto the most interesting tier, which going to be the meta hybrid unit. So we have three hybrid unit this update. We have Joker, we have Kites and Gun. Okay, so I'm going to go from the worst to the best for this one. Okay, so for me, the worst out of these three is going to be Joker. Okay, so he has a really high damage input. Okay, that's not the problem. He also has this lucky draw passive, which is good because we can see that one of his passive card, which is King, can give him 100% damage boost on his next attack, and he can also apply 80% slow on the enemies, which can be good for like things like infinite mode. And he also have a haste card, which gives him 50% damage, 50% range, and minus 50% cooldown for 20%. Okay, so those are already good buffs, decently good buff that adds up to his high damage, so I believe he's good. And now we have Kite, which is probably the overall best unit in this update, because if we go look at his damage, it is really high. He's at the 1 million damage cap, but the thing that is going to be interesting on his passive are those crazy slots. Okay, as we can see, there is different type. There is Nen Kick, the Scythe, and the Rifle, which will give him different attributes, which will make him like very versatile. Like as we can see in the Rifle state, he become hybrid. In the Scythe state, he has a big damage boost, but he's a circle AoE. It's kind of like power, like he has different mode, and for those who had power, you can know how good she was. So yeah, he's really good. And now for the best hybrid unit of this update is Gun. Okay, so Gun has the highest damage output nuke in the game by far. Okay, not only if we look at his damage, he has the highest damage. He's the highest damage unit of this update. You can see 2.4 million damage. It is really high. And if we look at his nuke, which deals 1000% damage, that's just crazy. Like I believe that his nuke will 100% one shot any boss of the game. Like if we calculate his damage, like 2.3 million times 1000%, that does 24 million damage. That's a lot. A 24 million damage nuke. That's gigantic. So yeah, that's it for this tier list. Okay, so yeah, if you guys have thoughts about it, let me know in the comments. See you guys later.